Hi, this is Peter Jurasik, and you're watching Madman with the show. Normally, I would tell you how good the show is, but my shoes are too tight, and I have forgotten how to dance.
We've discussed this before, the misuse on these age verification lawsuits, the age verification laws. I've said this before and I'll say it again. These need to go. Supreme Court needs to finally slam the door on age verification laws, all these laws that they're trying to push to censor the internet itself. I mean, right now we're facing in about next month Discord to do facial recognition on their site. I mean, which is ridiculous. I mean, right now I just got back on Discord because of our affiliate partners. We all communicate together uh, through Discord itself, and we have meetings and stuff like that. It makes it easier for us to have meetings. We might have to look for another site because if they're going to start to do this, basically, we are all in agreement. We refuse to do facial recognition onto there. That is completely wrong. We are adults. It should be up to the parents to curb their children on how they're using all this software, these apps and all that. That's their situation, not a government's intervention, and most of the time not even a company's intervention. You just throw the basics in there. You don't go way above and beyond because other countries are trying to push you to bend the knee. Discord. Yeah, you're getting, that from the back over from the United Kingdom, from the EU, from Australia, and from everybody else that just wants to basically censor the internet. So we got this out of Kansas. There was a lawsuit in Kansas that basically was going on, and it has been dismissed. Well, some of it has been dismissed on there. We're going to read this basically from the Free Speech Coalition. The Adult Industry Trade Group Free Speech Coalition announced in a statement on Wednesday that a court in the state of Kansas has dismissed a set of age verification lawsuits. This is directly from their blog. A federal judge in Kansas has dismissed two of the four private age verification lawsuits filed in May of 2025 by an unnamed plaintiff on the behalf of her teenage son. As the first age verification cases filed by a private plaintiff to reach final resolution, these rulings suggest that private plaintiffs may lack the personal jurisdiction to sue out-of-state website operators under Kansas statute. On Tuesday, the judge granted the defendant's motions to dismiss. That's Jane Doe versus Titan Websites and Doe versus ICF Technologies, ruling that the plaintiff lacked the personal jurisdiction to bring these suits. The judge found simply operating a website accessible in Kansas, even one that the residents could view, is not enough to establish liability. You hear that, Europe? You hear that? Under the U.S. Constitution, courts may only exercise power over defendants that have deliberately targeted or conducted activities in the state. Allowing lawsuits based solely on the website accessibility, the courts explained, would mean that any website could be sued anywhere, a result of long rejected by federal courts. Defendant Titan Websites was represented by Jeffrey Sandman of Sandman Law LLC. Judge Teeter issued a thorough, thoughtful, and persuasive decision that reminded that the personal jurisdiction involves a constitutional dimension that cannot be overwritten by state legislator, says Salmon. Due process demands that a defendant without meaningful contact with a foreign state cannot be dragged into the courts to defend a lawsuit there. We are pleased to see that these critical constitutional principles vindicate and hope that Kansas legislature will rethink its brazen effort to subvert the First and 14th Amendments. The court emphasizes in its decisions that the defendants had no offices or employees in Kansas, no advertising or sales directed at Kansas, and no intentional targeting of Kansas users. Because the plaintiff could not show that the defendants purposely aimed their conduct at Kansas, the judge dismissed the case. Importantly, the rulings did not address whether the websites violated Kansas age verification law, only whether Kansas was the proper forum to decide that question. The ruling provides critical guidance for platforms who are confronted with laws in Kansas and elsewhere, said Alice Bowden, executive director of the Free Speech Coalition. While not precedent-setting nor necessarily applicable in every case, the district court rulings are an important victory against state law enforced by private rights of action. In the meantime, the threat of litigation is real. We encourage our members to continue to comply with all applicable laws. The plaintiffs have 30 days to file notice if they intend to appeal the ruling. Now, understand this, and we'll go back to the beginning of this. Basically, you have someone that they say that basically these are unnamed plaintiffs, Doe versus whatever, to the situation. Now, understand this. These are parents that are filing against companies that are not, number one, it's not in the state, as we read there. Two, where are these parents when it comes down to? If you're saying your child is visiting these sites, why aren't you paying attention to what is on their computer, what is on their laptop, what is on their phone, what is on their tablet? That's up to you, the parent. If you catch him watching that, don't blame the companies that are on there. They're just they're just systems that are out there for those connoisseurs that are old enough to use these sites. This is the same thing. If someone uses a fake ID, they go into a liquor store and basically, the liquor store does everything possible to check to make sure on there, but still sells the kid the drink, and then you want to sue the liquor store. The kid had the bad ID. That should always go back to that situation. If he went to look for this product onto there, it should be up to the parents. Punish your child. If they did something wrong, it's time to go back to the old-fashioned, let's punish them, and not only the timeout, let's take away his technology. It's not unheard of. Shut it down. Take it away from him. Don't be afraid to this situation. Some parents are afraid of their children because of what they might do. They might call the cops because they say child abuse to the situation. No, go right ahead. I remember a parent friend of mine had said, if my child ever did that and said to basically that they were child abuse and they were going to be taking them away, I said, go ahead, take them away. Take them away. If they don't want to be here, fine. That's fine and simple. I mean, it's a harsh thing to say, should be said, but unfortunately, this is what, the child thinks that they're in command to the situation. No, you're the child. They're the parents. You need to respect them. I've had children in my lifetime as an adult who didn't respect me as an adult. And I told their parents, I said, you need to take a moment and basically take your child out and make sure that they understand they need to respect adults. Some of them chastised me back. Others agreed with me. So understand that. These lawsuits are just frivolous way of blaming situations. If the child has mental health issues, like some adults also out there, stop blaming, props, like guns, the internet, cartoons, music, violence in television. You need to, video games, you need to stop this and take responsibility for yourself. But I want yourself to comment below and let me know your thoughts to this situation. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and hopefully today's the day I've earned your subscription. Be sure to check out our affiliate partners out there. The Science Fiction Snob channel with their 2 shows, Top Lofty Lounge and the Babylon 5 Retrospective. Tabletop Tennessee Tavern, which is basically the Bad News Bars. Do check out their channel also as well, so you can see the Bad News Bars on Sunday nights. Outpost Nerd, check out his channel as well. And also Sci-Fi for Me, Jason Hunt, and his channel on there, which he should be back up and running again after a little time that he needed for family. To the point, Mindy, I hope you're getting better out there. All the healing prayers out to you there. So we'll see you next time on the next video, and have a good one, and bye-bye now.